Welcome to our ERUA Day 2025. Let's celebrate ERUA and let's celebrate today is the day of the European flag so we can celebrate together Europe, our values, and our everything in which we trust. We celebrate this dynamic of our unity, doing so many things together, academic research, learning, discovery. It's a long, long journey all together. So I would like to welcome the people from Macerata, the students and the academics from Macerata. Hello, Macerata, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Also, Germany, Vietnam, welcome to the ERUA Day. Las Palmas, Spain, hello. Vilnius, hello. MRU students and colleagues, hello. Hello, Belgium. Hello, people from Poland, from SWPS. Hello, colleagues and students from Paris A. And of course, hello also to everyone here at MBU and all the Bulgarian community as well. 8 vibrant universities. We are all staying together and stronger together, building the academic future of Europe. Let's seize this opportunity and make this day really memorable. And not to make it too long, please join me in welcoming the chair of the board of directors of ERUA, Professor John McCord from Macerata. Rector McCord, please join us. Rettore.
Good morning, Justine.
Good morning.
Morning, everybody. Good morning, Macerata. Good morning, Lesvos. Good morning, Vilnius. Good morning, Paris. Good morning, Warsaw. Good morning, Viadrina. Good morning, Gran Canaria. Good morning, Sofia. Good morning to all of our partners across our 8 universities. From Macerata, as chair, I wish to send a warm greeting on this, our second official ERUA Day. Even though we're in different places and we speak different languages and we live in different time zones and experience different daily realities, we are connected all together in ERUA by something very European and very positive, the choice to build together. As chair of the Alliance, I'm proud to speak to you today, not only about what we have done, but the importance and what ERUA represents, why it matters. As you all know, ERUA was created with a clear idea that Europe is not only built in treaties and institutions, but in classrooms, universities, libraries, laboratories, theaters, squares, and in the relationships we form when we listen and learn from one another. Europe also is not only built outwards from the center, but perhaps even more importantly, to cohere, it must be built inwards from the edges. And we are 8 universities, mostly dotted around the edges of Europe, with different histories and profiles, yet united by a common vision and a common mission. That is, what is it? Common mission to create something together and to put our students at the center of everything we do, of our education and our research, and to put dialogue also at the center of our European identity. In a time when forces push societies to close in rather than to open up, to erect barriers, when polarization is growing with mistrust, and when the future feels a bit uncertain, ERUA stands for a movement in the other direction. We stand for opening, for bridge building, for listening, for collaboration, for the patient work of understanding. And we're not only speaking these values, but we're turning them into reality in ERUA. Over the last several years, ERUA has made important steps forward. We've become much more than a label or a project. We've become, I believe, a community, and we see that community this morning. We've built a shared space where students, teachers, researchers, and professional staff move intellectually and physically across borders. We're creating new opportunities for learning and teaching together, joint courses, shared programs, innovative teaching programs, blended formats that make ERUA an important international European experience and one that is increasingly accessible to our students. We've developed collaborations that go beyond mobility, although we're happy to see mobility is growing. We're strengthening research networks, we're connecting our teams and ideas, and we're trying to borrow best practices from each other. We're encouraging interdisciplinary approaches because the challenges we face can't be responded to in neat academic categories. So interdisciplinarity is important. Climate transition, for example, as was highlighted in the recent student manifesto, is one issue that challenges us all. Migration, which will be at the center of our new joint degree. The digital transformation, our democratic resilience, social inclusion, cultural heritage. These are all issues that demand that we think together and that we think across fields and across countries, as we're doing in ERUA. We have learned in these times something essential, that an alliance like ours can thrive when it connects not only universities to universities, as we're doing, but universities to society. And in the coming year, we will try to increase our capacity to do this. ERUA's work has reached outward and will continue to reach outward towards our cities and our territories, towards our cultural institutions, schools, enterprises, public administration, civil society, and so on. Most of all, in this period, we have created trust. And this trust has produced something less visible and even more valuable for ERUA. And that is, I believe, a shared mindset, a shared European academic culture based on cooperation rather than competition, on solidarity rather than isolation. And that's why ERUA really matters. Because Europe is built not only through large structures, but through small building blocks. Small building blocks that are strong, connected, and resilient, and that they are units that can bear weight. ERUA is one of those building blocks. We are small in the best sense, close enough to remain human, agile enough to innovate, diverse enough to be truly European. In ERUA and through ERUA, we can test new ideas, create models, share solutions, and show that European integration can be concrete, felt in our everyday lives and in the everyday lives of our students and colleagues. That's why we are the alliance that puts reform at the center of its collective mission. So the next phase of ERUA will not simply be more activities, it'll be deeper integration, greater impact, working more closely together. It will mean making the European experience a normal part of the lives of our students, strengthening the quality and recognition of what we do together so that learning across ERUA is increasingly seamless, valued, transformative, and normal. To the students who may hear what I'm saying, let me say ERUA is not only for you, but ERUA is yours. ERUA will work when it works for you and when you make it work. You're not simply participants, you are co-creators. When you study in another ERUA university, when you join a project, when you work with peers from other countries, you're doing something powerful. You are building our alliance and in some way you are building Europe. And to our colleagues, faculty, researchers and staff, I just want to say thank you as we come to the end of this year and as we celebrate ERUA Day. ERUA exists because of your efforts, your professionalism, your belief that all this collaboration is really worthwhile. Many of you have gone beyond your job descriptions and have gone the extra mile to make sure that we reach our aims. Not least in recent months, many have worked really hard on preparing the midterm report, which will be completed and sent in before the end of the year to the European Commission. Europe is often described as an idea, but ideas need homes, and ERUA is one of those homes, built room by room, relationship by relationship, project by project. ERUA is anything but finished. It's a very valuable work in progress. In Italy, we use the phrase "se vuoi andare veloce, vai da solo. Se vuoi andare lontano, vai insieme. If you want to go fast, go on your own. If you want to go far, go together. ERUA wants to go far. That's what we've chosen to do, and we're traveling together. Sometimes to travel together, it's a bit complicated. Get everybody on the right bus and everybody wanting to leave at the same time. But we're pretty clear that that's what we want to do, and that's what we're doing with our alliance. So let's all stay committed as we say goodbye to 2025 and look forward to the challenges that the new year will bring. We will face together as one community of 8 universities, all believing in the ERUA project. So happy ERUA Day to everybody.
And now, all the greetings from all the other rectors and our rectors. We have a pre-recorded video in all the languages. Here we go.
Ciao, Starts with the amendment is strict.
Aujourd'hui, alors que nous fêtons la journée ERUA à travers l'ensemble de l'Alliance, nous ne célébrons pas uniquement une coalition de 8 universités européennes, mais un véritable partenariat qui réforme la façon dont nous enseignons, dont nous faisons de la recherche et dont nous transformons la société, dans le but de construire une Europe qui soit plus durable, plus inclusive et plus accessible à tous. Aujourd'hui, ERUA est unique, géographiquement, intellectuellement, socialement. De l'Est à l'Ouest de l'Europe, du Nord au Sud, des îles au continent, nous représentons les marges du continent et les marges de la pensée. Nous sommes, comme nous aimons à le dire, sur le fil critique, là où la réflexion rencontre l'innovation, là où les arts et les sciences humaines dialoguent avec les sciences et technologies, et là où la réforme n'est pas un mot abstrait, mais une expérience vécue. Soyons fiers de célébrer ensemble ce jour d'ERUA.
Έχουμε σαν επίκεντρο των δράσεών μας την κλιματική δικαιοσύνη για την αντιμετώπιση των προβλημάτων που προκαλεί η κλιματική αλλαγή. Από την ισιωτική μας οπτική επιδιώκουμε να συνδημιουργήσουμε ένα πιο πράσινο και βιώσιμο πανεπιστήμιο και ένα ανθεκτικό μέλλον για την Ευρώπη. Οι φοιτητές και οι φοιτήτριές μας συμβάλλουν ενεργά μέσα από τη δράση ERUA Blue Commission και άλλες δράσεις προς αυτή την κατεύθυνση.
Скъпи приятели, 12 декември е празник на ERUA. Празниците са за това, за да бъдем радостни, но и за да си даваме сметка какво ни свързва. А това, което свързва всички университети от ERUA, това е идеята за общо университетско европейско пространство, в което и студенти, и преподаватели да могат да общуват свободно, да пътуват, да хвърлят мостове между различните университети, да правят общи програми, а защо не един ден в необозримото бъдеще да имат и общи дипломи. Онова, което празникът ERUA допринася за всички нас, е нещо, което в Нов български университет в София отдавна имаме, а това е специфична университетска идентичност. Ние тук при нас говорим за МБУ идентичност, т.е. за идентичност на Нов български университет. А от известно време говорим и за ERUA идентичност, т.е. идентичност, чрез която се разпознаваме всички ние, университетите от ERUA, в едно общо институционално цяло, където студентите най-вече имат своите каузи и ги осъществяват с деликатната подкрепа на техните преподаватели. Така че Аз пожелавам за празника здраве, мъдрост и нови проекти и програми, повече смисъл на ERUA.
ERUA to sojusz uniwersytetów, ale także wspólnota. Łączą nas cele, ale także wspólne wartości. Naszą tożsamością jest to, że nie jesteśmy dla siebie, działamy dla innych. Jak to robimy? Przez edukację i badania. Wykorzystujemy je do tworzenia polityk publicznych, do wspierania przedsiębiorców, do wspierania indywidualnych ludzi, samorządów, organizacji. Taki jest ERUA.
ERUA jungia universitetus, kurie tiki, kad viskas prasideda nuo studento, jo idėjų, kūrybos ir gebėjimo matyti pasaulį kitaip. Tai bendrystė, kurioje skirtingos kultūros, disciplinos susilieja į atvirą daugiakalbę akademinę bendruomenę. Erdvę, kurioje kiekvienas studentas tampa pokyčių kūrėjų. Mykolo Riomerio universitete studentas nėra tik tas, kuris mokosi. Studentas tai mūsų partneris, inovacijų, pažinimo ir pilietinės atsakomybės bendraautorius. Studentų žingeidumas yra pažinimo variklis, jų balsai kuria dialogą, jų dalyvavimas įkvepia pokyčius. Savo aljanse jungiame visos Europos studentų balsus ir įrodome, bendradarbiavimas yra ne tik mūsų veikimo būdas, bet ir mūsų stiprybė. Kartu kuriame universitetą, bendruomenę, kurią jungia augimas, empatija ir bendras tikslas. Sveikinimai visiems ERUA dienos proga iš Mykolo Riomerio universiteto, kuriame studentai kuria pokyčius.
ERUA está navegando los límites, las orillas de lo que puede ser una universidad. Únete a nosotros, nuestro profesorado, personal y estudiantado, para construir juntos la Universidad Europea del Mañana, abierta, equitativa y democrática. Feliz Día de ERUA.
Unsere Universität und damit das allgemeine Hochschulwesen zu reformieren, uns ständig neu zu erfinden, ist unser primäres Ziel. Wir wollen neue Wege gehen. Wir wollen unseren Studierenden, unseren Wissenschaftlerinnen und Wissenschaftlern die Möglichkeit geben, sie befähigen, die brennenden Probleme, die Herausforderungen unserer Zeit zu erkennen, zu identifizieren, sich mit ihnen zu beschäftigen und Lösungen dafür zu finden.
Thank you to all directors. I don't know if this works. Okay. I want to ask all of you, what's the heart of ERUA? Who is in the heart of ERUA? Those are our students, and they are the main power of ERUA as well. So I have the pleasure to give the floor to the student board representative, Javier Martin Rodriguez. Please, Javier, the floor is yours.
Good morning, ERUA team and my dear fellow students. Firstly, I would like to thank everyone for giving us, students, this slot to speak during such an important special occasion as ERUA Day. For those who don't know me, I'm Javier Martin, a second-year bachelor student of data science in University of Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, and I'm speaking on behalf of students, ERUA's student board. As you all know, today marks 2 years since the beginning of the project. Some of you met 2 years ago here in Las Palmas to embark in an ambitious journey leading us up to today. Me, myself, as many of you, wasn't there. In my case, I was still a high school student. Let me say that back then, I would have never seen myself speaking in public to people from so many different countries, each with own backgrounds, but working together with an objective in common, reforming the way universities are shaped. We have worked non-stop for the past 2 years, so I suggest taking a couple of minutes to also thank everyone who started working in the project and is no longer part of it for a number of reasons, no matter they graduate as a student or left as a staff or academic. They are all part of the ever-growing ERUA family. As a student representative, I can proudly say that we have achieved many things so far, such as a strong student representation in a variety of events, the creation of a student-led initiative like the Young Forum for Action on Sustainability and Climate Change, or the bottom-up projects, or even being included in discussion through the Management Committee or especially the Steering Committee. Today is a day to celebrate, rest, and enjoy the deep bonds that we have created with each other for 2 years. It's not allowed to think about midterm reports, deliverables, exams, or to spend hours replying to emails. So please, let's take a day to look back to what we have done and to look at all the amazing people we have right in front of us and appreciate their everyday work. Although we all know that there is always room for improvement, especially in terms of working hand in hand with students and breaking the walls of online communication. We should keep our heads up and keep a positive mind thinking of what's to come. I think I speak on behalf of many students if I say that I cannot wait to see more innovative learning courses, students involved in all work packages, improvement in sustainability and higher education, stronger local boards, and of course, what the next summit in New Bulgarian University will bring us. Let's continue to be an open-minded alliance focused on respecting human rights, developing more self-conscious communities, spread the concept of it, yes, Jean, we have to talk about that, and breaking stereotypes regardless of gender, belief, age, role in university. I have been empowered by so many people and have developed an immeasurable number of skills, as well as create real friendship all over Europe. So please, bear in mind that no matter where we come from, ERUA will be open to welcome us. Thank you and have a nice ERUA day.
Thank you, Fabian. A very nice words, and I believe really the students will do a great job. All the students' bodies, also all the students. So I'm very happy you all can go, and thank you for the speech. Also, I would like here to remind all of you to follow our social media channels. Of course, we have created our channels for the students on TikTok and Instagram accounts to be more precious. But for all of us, you can subscribe to our newsletter. You can visit our website where you can find more of our programs and upcoming events. And of course, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are there for you. And thank you for all the students for preparing their own channels this year. We started also this, so it's again an achievement. That was very shortly, but we have many more achievements. And for the achievements, I have the pleasure to give the floor to our project coordinator, Massimo Cacciulo, who is going to present ERUA's success stories and achievements. Please, Massimo, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Justine. Dear colleagues, dear students, I would say dear community, I'll try to be as eloquent as the previous speakers. I will present the main achievements since the start of the current funding period, starting in 2023. I will share my screen to present you those achievements. I'm not sure. Sorry, there is a problem as usual. I will fix it. All right. So I'm really proud to present you with the main achievements of the Alliance. I'm really confident, actually. It's really easy for me to present this because I joined the Alliance on the 1st of September. So all the successes are not mine, obviously, but those of the community of the whole Alliance. It represents all the efforts that were done by the work packages, by the communities, by all the colleagues, academics, staff members, students in the past 2 years. And those achievements basically are related to education, with the expansion of innovative teaching, the structured framework for the joint degrees, related to societal challenges, with the Alliance now being a key player on social entrepreneurship. Obviously, as a student-centered alliance, the student engagement and leadership is central for us. And finally, we are also reaching great successes with the decision to establish a legal entity that will support the sustainability of our alliance. When we talk about the innovative teaching initiatives, we talk about traveling seminars, innovative intensive courses, summer and winter schools. I would say that we had a magnificent winter school at the ERUA summit in November this year in Greece, attended by several students, by many students. It was, as I said, a great success. And all of these innovative teaching, 71 actually in the 2023-2025 period, gathered 964 students and 63 academics, representing 779 mobilities, which is a huge success that we could put, let's say, in mirror with the target for the whole project, which is 2,400 mobilities. It seems like a huge number, but imagine what we did in the previous 2 years with these 779 mobilities. Now that we are accelerating the pace, that we are in this accelerating phase of the alliance, of this growing alliance, reaching the 2,400 mobilities. I won't say it will be easy, but it will be a reachable goal that all together we can achieve. Obviously, those teaching initiatives are relevant for the Alliance overall mission and the strategic objectives. It answers to two specific objectives of our Alliance, which are building a renewed area community with an interconnected and green campus, and also consolidating a student-centered and reformist educational framework. Actually, the question of mobilities, of the increasing of mobility opportunities, is one of the flagship of our Alliance. With or through those innovative teaching mobilities and the increasing of mobilities, we develop initiatives that are linked to the area thematic areas on migration, environmental transition, democracy, interculturality, and obviously arts and edges. We are presenting ourselves as the alliance of the edges. And it helps build the future of area education, the future of our alliance, by developing interdisciplinary and innovative learning, piloting formats for micro-credentials, and working on flexible curricular and recognition pathways. Obviously, all of this is aligned with the EU policies for European University Alliances, in particular with Europe on the Move and the Council recommendation of May 2024. All of these facilitate student and staff mobility, strengthen the cooperation across our 8 universities, embed mobility into curricula, support flexible, innovative teaching, foster intercultural understanding, which is very important for us as we are fostering multilingualism and multiculturality. It supports the inclusion and the accessibility also of our initiatives to students and staff, and promotes sustainability and environmental responsibility while developing professional skills and employability. In a way, linked also to increasing mobilities is the structure framework for joint programs within the ERUA Alliance. It's I would say, a 3 steps process with the creation of a structure, or the establishment of a structured cooperation framework, which is basically a network of academic, quality assurance, and administrative experts that work together to harmonize processes and efforts across the consortium. These led to the ERUA roadmap for the development of joint program, which is a structured 10-step guide that defines 10 essential stages from needs assessment to recruitment, and that covers academic, administrative, legal, and financial processes. All of these leading also to a model consortium agreement for joint program that is basically a ready-to-use template for alliance partners that was reviewed obviously by all partner universities, and is designed to shorten approval cycles for new joint masters while safeguarding academic, administrative, legal, and financial standards. All of these is instrumental for the creation of joint master's degrees. One is the forced migration Europe in a global context that will start in the next academic year, while we have two other under development, the Green Mendes Psychology of Climate Action and a joint master in international law. Again, this is relevant to the mission of our alliance by answering to the specific objective of building a renewed area community and consolidating a student-centered and reformist educational framework, and is related to two flagships, increased mobility opportunities, already mentioned, and the establishment of joint degree. It is again aligned with the EU policies for the European University Alliances, by answering to the targets set in Europe on the Move, the 23% of higher education graduates with a learning mobility experience by 2030. It answers to the European approach to quality assurance of joint programs and to the European degree, which is a label that embeds mobility between partner institutions and answer the accreditation through the European approach for quality assurance in joint programs. As I say, we are also, as an alliance, working on societal challenges by becoming a key player on social entrepreneurship. What we want with this is to transform our territories. The idea of being a key player on social entrepreneurship is to foster purpose-driven social entrepreneurship as a catalyst for local transformation, by creating a process of inter-university co-creation, and by providing a space where learning meets social action to generate real impact. All of these ultimately increase students' employability, strengthen the link between our 8 universities and the social environment, because the objective of ERUA is really to be embedded into our local communities. It will help also improve the social entrepreneurship infrastructure within the higher education institutions by tackling social challenges. And we created a dedicated course on social entrepreneurship with the help of more than 200 experts, which is a set of materials that could be further capitalized and shared across the alliance. This is relevant to the ERUA mission because it embodies the core values of our alliance that are social engagement, innovation, and interdisciplinarity. It was co-created by the 8 universities of the alliance, which means uniting diverse expertise. It bridges humanities, arts, and STEM, and it empowers students to become creative and responsible agents of change, which is the ultimate goal of our alliance. And obviously, it champions challenge-based learning and interdisciplinary collaboration as pillars of educational innovation. It is perfectly in line with EU policies for European University Alliance, with an impact on social and with a social and territorial impact, transnational and interdisciplinary collaboration, which shows a co-creation beyond borders, and again, finally, with the student empowerment, by making our students future leaders and future democratic agents. We like to say that we are a student-centered alliance. This is something that we are proud of, and that I can say that other alliances are looking up to. Our students are obviously representatives of the student voice, but not only. They've become co-creators of projects, leaders of initiatives. We have a network of student ambassadors that we can rely on to share all the great successes of the alliance, of which the students' initiatives are part of. A few numbers on the student engagement and leadership. Now we can say that we have more than 150 students involved. Hundreds of them are day-to-day involved, committed to the alliance by participating in the local board, in the work package board, in the management committee, in the steering committee, making them a strong voice in our alliance. As I said, we have a network of student ambassador, which is composed of 71 students in total over the academic year 2024-2025 and 2025-2026. 33 workshops were organized with more than 100 participants, student participants. We have a student-led magazine. 2 issues of them already were published. We have the students have 2 ERUA communications channels that they are working closely on with the communication team at the Alliance level. 5 selected student projects funded with up to 5,000 euros each. 3 student-created film clips, and finally 76 student-led ERUA presentations that reach more than 6,000 students. We are proud to count the students are co-creator and active contributor to the Alliance. As you know, we have 4 core principles and values in our Alliance: the openness, the idea of being student-centered, as I say, inclusiveness, and humanism. Obviously, the student engagement within the Alliance is grounded and connected to those core principles and values. As we all know, student participation in governance, and I insist on this, in governance, the active student participation in governance is essential to academic freedom and democracy, which is a core value of the European Union. By providing the tools and the expected support to student-led actions and activities, we match the EU goals of cultivating active, engaged and empowered citizens and scholars capable of contributing to a more inclusive and connected European higher education. Finally, as several initiatives, such as the Blue Commission and its Student Manifesto for Sustainable Higher Education or the Young Forum for Action on Climate Change, are key instruments that contribute to the European Commission's Council recommendation on learning for environmental sustainability. Finally, a word on the decision to establish a legal entity to support the sustainability of the Alliance. By establishing a legal entity, we provide a durable framework for deeper cooperation beyond the project life. Having a legal entity has a lot of advantages. For example, centralizing services at the benefit of the whole Alliance, integrating handling and integrating internal and external set of funding, facilitating joint projects, supporting long-term planning and strategy, and act as a single point of contact for the external stakeholders. All of these will have a strong impact on our Alliance, by positioning the Alliance as a frontrunner in the European University Initiative and more active player at European level, by facilitating the implementation of the Alliance long-term strategy across its missions, and finally by strengthening visibility and operational capacity to mobilize internal and external resources. Obviously, this is aligned again with the EU policies for European University Alliances, by supporting the European strategy for universities, by answering to the goal established in the Union of Skills, by enhancing dialogue with the EU institution, making us a stronger voice in the EU landscape, and by strengthening visibility and credibility for future joint funding opportunity. But is that it? Absolutely no. All the big successes, big achievements were reached in the last 2 years. For example, the establishment of 21 research clusters that are interdisciplinary and gather more than 250 academics that cover, these clusters cover areas core themes, for example, democracy and human rights, migration. And these clusters, they advance ERUA's mission by fostering bottom-up collaboration among academics and early career researchers. And obviously, they connect education, research, and society. They are fully aligned with the EU research area. We can mention also the strengthened ERUA's presence in the European landscape. Now, the Alliance has become a trusted voice in the European landscape by strengthening its active participation in European events, and by, for example, just a very illustrative example, now the Alliance is leading 2 topical groups within the EU for All community, which is a community of practice that gathers all the European University Alliances. In the past 2 years, we reinforced our mission to test and share innovative practices beyond the Alliance, and we enhance the inter-Alliance collaboration. It supports the voice of the Alliance as a reform-oriented community and contributes to a long-term strategy. We could mention, obviously, the ERUA ID, which is a decentralized identity framework for European academic mobility. It facilitates student and staff mobility. It builds the unified digital trust layer for ERUA's digital platform, and it simplifies access of our community members to resources and events. It is aligned, for example, with European initiatives such as the EU Student Card, the EU Strategy for University on Digital Cooperation, and ultimately positions our alliance as a frontrunner for trustworthy, portable, and student-centered digital services. A word on the framework for SDG integration. It is a flexible framework that we developed that helps map and evaluate the presence of SDG in our community. It helps on multilingualism, on innovation through AI integration and cross-border collaboration. It increased the understanding of areas' sustainability capacities. It raised awareness on sustainability within our alliance and beyond our alliance. And finally, it supports the institutional strategies developed by the Alliance on Sustainability. Finally, ERUA is seen now as an incubator for reforming ideas. 3 examples of these: the ERUA Ideathon, with a main focus on alternative entrepreneurship challenges, the Digital Hackathon, that we call the Hack for Impact, or the third example could be the online biennale on art and edges. These, being an incubator for reforming ideas, will help the Alliance transform societal challenges into actionable ideas. It will foster the inclusion through art and science, through the art and science dialogue. And ultimately, it will help share knowledge and creativity, which will help the Alliance address societal challenges at different scales. We'll stop sharing. So as you can see here, the Alliance in the past 2 years made huge efforts to reach those successes. And now that we are in this accelerating phase, as I said, imagine what we can do together as a community for the next 2 years. It's wonderful. And it's really easy for me to say it because I'm not responsible for those successes since I joined very recently. But I was amazed by everything that was done by this Alliance all together, by the work packages, by the students, by the academics, by the staff, all together, just joining forces to make a better future for the society, for our students. This is the ultimate goal that we have. And with that, I will wish all of us a very happy ERUA Day, great celebration in our local territory, and see you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Maxime, for this inspiring. Actually, this is our work for all of us, and thank you. It's really very big progress that we made during the last 2 years, and during the last year actually as well. Before closing, just want to remind you again, all of you, please follow us on the social media channels, subscribe for our newsletter, and visit every day or every week our websites for more news from ERUA. Now I'm closing the joint opening session, and I invite each of you to join your local programs, your local ERUA programs. We'll see you again in the afternoon for the winners from the students contest and the closing ceremony and a great rock concert from MBU. See you in the afternoon. Bye bye. Have a great day.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Jason.
Thank you.